What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me, but I just got home off of an early morning flight, right? First thing through the door, I want to see my family. I love my family. You know, I'm a family man. I'm an advocate for families, right? Second thing, I got to get that hot shower because I got to throw the threads on. The threads make me feel like $1,000,000, but the third thing through my mind and all throughout the trip is that I got to have that Teej pack. Teej makes my life uncomplicated. It's uncomplicated skincare for men. The first way that I started specifically was their level 1 system. It's a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin. 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells. An AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun. And a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. Here's the thing. My favorite part about Teej Henley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really making the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin for men uncomplicated. In addition to amazing skin, members of Teej Henley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, you can pause and cancel at any time, and you get free shipping. And because Teej Henley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal, right? Just click the first link in the description and you get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. It's an amazing deal. You got to get started today. You're not out here trying to look like a Dusty. And if you travel as much as I do, which I'm sure most people don't, but you know me, I'm pushing my bag chasers in order to be in the top 5%, top 10%, top 1%. We got to make our lives uncomplicated, and Teej Henley is no better product. You got to look good. You got to smell good. And you can't be looking like a Dusty. Make sure you get started today. Click the link in the description. Get that Teej pack. Feel the Teej, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host. It is Thursday, October 19th, 2023, year of our Lord, and it is a Friday Eve. So for some of you, you've gotten paid today. I wasn't as fortunate. I'm blessed, but I wasn't as fortunate to get paid today. I did get some invoices, some bills. We had to pay for the porta potty. We got to pay monthly for that, for all of the bills. So that's just going to be an ongoing cost for forever. So shout out to everybody that got bills, that love bills, because bills translate into making more money long term. What up, friends and family? Give me a mental health check. Matter of fact, let's not do mental health check. Give me a tap in for what it is that you're doing for a living right now. What you doing for a living right now? Type it in the chat. What you doing for a living? How you making your money? How you getting to the bag? What's your main source of income? Where is it coming from? You don't have to name the job specifically itself, but kind of give me a little bit of insight of what it is that y'all doing for a living. Electrical contractor, yeah. I know that one. I know that one. Shout out to you. How does a CP time is crazy and I literally started on time? Y'all just be trying to find anything to complain about. Anything to complain about. I got a coach. I got driving, IT systems administrator, working from home, customer service, warehouse, railroad, disabled, trucking, SBE owner, law enforcement, retired, security guard, local truck driver, musician, criminal, social worker, IT, driving the garbage truck. Shout out to all of the lawn care and maintenance people, nurse practitioner, system admin, IT, trucking, business analyst, VP and realtor, prototype vehicle driver, field structural engineer, DoorDash, investment portfolio manager, retired distribution center, social media marketing coaching, managing, medical coding, biller, freelancing, welding, building heavy machinery, morticians, engineering students, catering and delivery, cannabis industry, auto industry, volunteer for a nonprofit, letter carrier, law enforcement, Indeed, provider relations, not sure what that is, material handler, realtor, logistics analyst, full-time bag chaser, television apprentice plumber, project manager, housewife, music executive, district administrator for 12 stores, retired, oil field trucking, engineer, marketing director, Anton's accountability partner. Shout out to Jay Woodfin. Auto finance manager, electronic engineer, truck driver, electrician, QA, UPS driver, and business owner. They coming for y'all UPS drivers. Y'all messing up the game out here. Uber driver, oil field, government agent. No, I'm just kidding. Electrician, Amazon Flex, DoorDash, personal trainer, and online nutrition coach. Trapper, environmental lab analyst, sales, retired law enforcement officer, industrial electrician, and lab manager. Scientist. All right, I got a good idea for what's happening out here in the streets. What up to all of my friends and family? Thank you for checking in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Y'all get me hyped. I love what I do in the morning. And I believe that of all of these different jobs and things that you guys do for a living, I probably got the best job out of all of y'all. I have the best job out of all of y'all. And you know what that is? It's serving you. It's serving you. That is the best job in the world. It's the reason why I never miss. It's not just because it's in my DNA. It's because this is who I am. It's serving you. I'm sure that there's people in here that got more money than me. It's more people in here that got less money than me. It's not even about that. It's about adding value. At the end of the day, man, listen, when I retire, when it's completely over, which I'll never retire from actual working, when my swan song is up and you see me start to disappear slowly but surely from the internet, just know that these days are so meaningful to me. I love getting on this live stream and talking to y'all and kicking it and talking my stuff. I love y'all. I genuinely do love y'all because y'all make the show. I like interacting with the audience. I like interacting with the chat. And of all of the things that I've done to make money in my lifetime, the applications, the businesses, the restaurants, corporate America, software engineering, real estate, hustles, coaching, whatever it is that I do that generate revenue, I'm going to be honest with you. It's the live streams. It's not even the videos. It's the live streams that mean the most to me. It's the live streams that mean the most to me. Last night's live stream was lit. That Wednesday night live stream, that's my favorite of the week. I love Mondays. Y'all know what we do. This is like routine for me to jump on the Millionaire Morning Show and kick it with y'all, but I love genuinely talk. This ain't a live stream that's work. Everybody else that's live stream, they be heaving and hawing and all of it. I love it. I can't wait to turn up for y'all in the morning because I don't even know what I'm going to say. Black Silver Chair says, who coming first to the front of the congregation? Probably Denver. Oh, we got some congregation front runners today. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the show. First and foremost, let me give a shout out to the person that I'm growing out my silver fox for, Teej Hanley. 30% off your first order plus the free gift. If you are not a Teej member, then you need to become one. And if you're using any other person's Teej pack, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get the link in the description. Make sure that y'all tap into that Teej. Ladies, you know what to do. If your fellas ain't doing it for you, then make sure that you order them that Teej pack. Fellas, if y'all not rocking with the Teej, it's unfortunate because I got a new Teej commercial dropping next week. I finished filming it this weekend, and that's why I'm growing out my beard. I'm looking rough and tough with my Afro puffs. Hey, look at my arms. Look how big my arms is getting. Them workouts is working, ain't they? Whoo! I just did like this. I said, Anton's starting to look a little swole. Anton is getting fit and trim. Shout out to everybody that run into me in the streets. I got my V'ing. I got my forearms and all of that. Oh, man, I'm starting to work. It's working for me, ain't it? They don't want to see that slow growth. The name of this show is called Slow Money Today. And the reason why I'm calling it Slow Money is because we're going to take our time. We're going to be patient. We're going to get to it. We're going to run that check up. We're going to run that health up. We're going to run those healthy relationships up. And we're going to get to it. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody that hit the gym. We getting to it, y'all. We're going to run this up. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. If you are not a Patreon member, the link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Yeah. We running it up today. Y'all said, Anton, what is going on? Your chest is chesting. Your forearms is forearming. The veins is popping. You got your silver fox on. Oh, my God. I'm out here looking like a... Let me be quiet. Let me be quiet. Because I don't want y'all all in my DMs talking about, Anton, when you pulling up to my city? I'm coming to your city. Don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. We coming to your city. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Let me give some early acknowledgments to the Cash Appers. Shout out to Mike, that dude that hit. Let me give Mike, that dude, a round of applause. Shout out to Mike, that dude, running it up over there. Also, let me give a shout out to a couple more of the super chatters. The Cultivator says, what up, though? Shout out to my Detroit brethren out here in these streets. Said, what up, though, Anton? I need employees. I wish demographics were irrelevant, but it seems they'll come from Southwest Detroit or Venezuela. Shaking my head. Hey, listen, man. We ain't got to shake our head. It's about the people that want to work. If you want to work and you want to get this money, you hire them and you put them to work. So shout out to you, the cultivator, that's even in a position to add value into his life by hiring more people and taking care of families and putting money in their pocket. Also, P. Shank in the building says, good morning, Mr. Anton Daniels. Enjoy yours also. Shout out to P. Shank in the building. Also, WI77 from the 8TX. HTX says, good morning, Anton. I just became a bag chaser this morning and I'm ready to learn. Shout out to Wiz from HTX in the building. I love you. I appreciate you. And all of the new bag chasers, I love y'all. It's going up. My dog, Will. Shout out to, I guess that's Will. So it's the 7s upside down. I'm going based off of your profile picture. Shout out to Will and all of the new bag chasers. If you're not a Patreon member, don't sit here talking about Anton where you coming to meet up next. It's in the Patreon, and the link to the Discord is in the description of any of the most recent videos. Let's run it up. Shout out to you. And congratulations and thank you for allowing me to be able to add value into my life. Longtime bag chaser Jay Ben is in the building. Says, this is a prayer for all men suffering through marriages they were bamboozled into. The box ain't worth the stress. Leave. Last night was a movie. It was a crazy, phenomenal last stream. If y'all are not tuned into my other channel and y'all not catching the live streams on Monday and Wednesday, it's dope. It's absolutely dope. So thank you, Jay Ben. And I agree. It was a movie last night. I'm going to be in Florida this weekend. I got to go and take care of some business down there. So make sure that y'all pray for me and my travel schedule. I'm going to be spending my all Thursday today working. But before we can get into the working, we going to have to start off talking about a woman that is going viral. So she is a fitness influencer, and somebody sent me her stuff, and apparently it's resonating. Shout out to Messi. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. I get there shortly. She is a fitness influencer, and she has been going viral on TikTok. On TikTok. No Messi. She has been going viral on TikTok. All right. So I'm going to share with you what she said, and then we're going to go ahead and get started with the show. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Shout out to my people on Facebook and YouTube. I appreciate y'all. Let's get to it.
I have a bone to pick with America! So I'm headed to my serving job. I fucking hate it. Maybe why I make more money serving. I have my literal business marketing degree that put me in a cute $80,000 in debt.
So before we get into the show, let me ask y'all a question. I'm going to ask you a couple different questions. How many of you guys actually hate what you do? Put a 1 in the chat. Because this is an interactive show for those of you that are not familiar. Put a 1 in the chat if you actually hate what you do for a living. I ain't say dislike. I didn't say disappointed. I didn't say have bad days. I didn't say dislike somebody at the specific job. How many people actually hate? Next Level, you won. Serious Black Thought said he hated. Mercedes, Enos Luby said 1 and 2. Jay Presidente. Wow, it's a lot of y'all. Some of y'all like what y'all do. Some of y'all don't like what y'all do. I hate my present contract, 9 to 5, 1. Robbie Smith, 1. Put a 1 in the chat. Now listen, remember, I'm not talking about people that may have a bad day or dislike something about their job. Put a 1 in the chat if you hate what you do. Meaning that if you have the option to get out of there and you just loathe waking up in the morning, and I got to ask you why. Why do you hate what you do? Of all of the jobs that I've done, I mean, I've done some dirty jobs. I've been in pits. I've been cold, freezing, all kind of stuff. I'm asking y'all, why do y'all hate what y'all do? And do you think that then translates into your prospects going forward? She says she's $80,000 in debt with a business marketing degree. $80,000 in debt with a business marketing degree. Can I ask y'all a question? In 2023, what is a marketing degree? What is a business marketing degree? If you're able to market yourself effectively and then get visibility on social media, such as TikTok, considering that she's going viral, is that more or better as far as your natural ability to figure out how to market yourself? Or do you actually got to go to school to get a business marketing degree? I consider a business marketing degree to be a basket weaving degree. Let me say that one more time. I consider a business marketing degree to be a basket weaving degree. Upside down, underwater, upside down crocheting. Why would anybody go to college and get $80,000 in debt, which is probably not even the amount that they spent for the degree, but that's the amount that they went into debt for the degree? How much is a business marketing degree worth? Let's continue. Let's hear what she got to say.
And I make more serving sushi rolls because I've been applying to marketing jobs fucking for weeks now. And the pay cut is insane. Insane. But the jobs that are like a cute 150 to 200,000 a year, I'm not getting those. I'm a almost 25-year-old, my birthday's soon, almost 25-year-old chick going against, corporate ass America, people with so much experience. All I got is my degree. People say, get your degree, but then they don't talk about how you need experience. The degree was the experience!
A lot of people don't really understand the importance of being able to market yourself when you're actually going for the jobs that you want. I'll give you an example. One of the things that I teach my Patreon members, and I go into more in depth inside of the live streams, and I am planning a live stream soon. One of the things that I teach my Patreon members is the reason why I got into YouTube in the first place, especially in the earlier years, was to give myself a leg up in what I was trying to market to corporate America. It was a way for me to become more visible, considering I have not actually applied for a position since probably like 2010. And the reason that is because it worked. And you have even more visibility now. So when you talk about marketing, she's effectively doing it now. But the question that you guys have to ask yourself, and what she should ask herself, is not just about the amount of money that she's wasting as far as the degree and the program that she's going into. Is your social media presence a reflection of what you would want an employer to see if you're trying to break into a specific industry? Let me remix it for you. How you present yourself online, whether you're going into corporate America trying to get a better job or a better position, or even trying to do business or break into a specific industry, how does it factor or feed into that? Because if you think that social media, and I don't know if y'all been paying attention for the last 20 years, if you think that social media is for you, it's not. If you think that social media is for you, it's not. Social media is for everyone else. It's to give them an inside look into your thought process, your lifestyle, how you think, the way that you move, where you're located, what you find valuable, who your friends list is, what's in your algorithm, what you champion, what you retweet, the whole thing. So stop looking at social media as a vehicle for you to do what you want, but start paying attention to it in the same way that you pay attention to the way that you go outside every day. And the first impression is the most important impression because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. I don't know why you guys are not really taking this serious. See, I'm not breaking this down from just the perspective that everybody else would probably break it down from and say, oh, modern women screaming, crazy, whatever. I'm helping you to use this as a tool. That's what social media is. That's what money is. That's what marketing is. Marketing is a tool to give you more visibility and try to tap into the audience that you want. I understand YouTube. I also understand Instagram. I reluctantly joined TikTok. I am on and active on Twitter and Threads. Well, X, formerly known as Twitter, and you can tap into any of those social media profiles that's in the description. But my point is that it's intentional. If you're not intentional with the visibility that you get, the only time that you have that's yours is what you do in private. And sometimes that's not even enough. The only time that you have for yourself is when the cameras is off, is when the phone is down, and when you sitting there watching Netflix or you chilling. But every single moment, let me tell you something. We are in a different world, and I know y'all think that y'all can do what y'all want to do when y'all want to do it. It doesn't matter, and everybody should mind their own business. But that, it can never be any further from the truth. Let me tell you something. The minute that you walk out the house, you're marketing yourself. Every single person and every interaction that you come into, you're marketing yourself. You don't know who's what. You don't know who's paying attention to you. You have no clue how they're going to respond to you. And unfortunately, you don't get it because all of the opportunities that you have are missed opportunities because you don't know how to make the adjustment because you don't know what you missed. And so it seems like that ignorance is bliss and you're living in a matrix when in reality, you probably missed out on a great opportunity. You just didn't know it. And I see people all the time. I run into people all the time. I introduce myself to people all the time. And some people don't know who I am and other people know who I am. And then I see the reaction of people that didn't realize who I am because somebody told them who I am. And then they pivot and they try to move a little bit differently. And you see it more pronounced with women than you do with men often at times because women switch up quick. They throw their chameleon on fast. And their intentions change and the way that they communicate change and so on and so forth. But let me tell you, in 2023 and going forward, every single time you leave the house, every single time that you post on social media, every opportunity that you get to make a first impression, every new person that they share this live stream with, every single time that you post, make sure that it's intentional. I don't know what your goals are. I don't know what it is that you're trying to solve for. I don't know what industry that you're trying to break into. Make sure y'all get the likes up. I see you, Knobs S, that's giving the people the game. Make sure you get the likes up. Please stop playing games. I know it's interesting what we talking about and how we talk about it because it all comes back to the money. But let me be clear. Everything that you do is marketing. Every person, every child that you run into, every adult, every single thing that you do is a marketing opportunity. Everything. This is marketing. What she's doing right now is marketing. Let no movement be wasted. Let me look at the rest of this and we're going to break this down.
I need to relax. You know what I've realized?
Dude. She fit is HE double hockey sticks. She is fit. So one thing that we know is that When I did a little bit of research on her, because I didn't watch the videos, but I did a little bit of research on her in order to make sure that we source the right information and we can give credit accordingly after the show. So we're going to link her in the description. Is that she is heavily into the fitness space. She is a fitness influencer and she is fit. Dang. So she's marketing herself. Nah, if you went to her profile, she not bony. I think that she's cutting weight or whatever, so on and so forth. She not. She fit. She is fit. She is a gym bro. She is in the gym. But she never missed the opportunity to market herself from a fitness perspective because she's showing you her abs. So it feeds into what it is that I've been telling you guys, and that everything you do is a marketing tactic, but she's not looking at this and she's not having a conversation based off of fitness, even though she's inherently always in tune to present herself a certain way when it comes to the lifestyle and what it is that she's trying to gain attention for on social media. But then she does the opposite. She does the opposite when it comes to the career that she then went in debt for $80,000.
Is the $80K that I'm in debt for college? I could have got the 2023 Ford fucking Bronco that I wanted. I don't care what anybody says. A college degree is useless.
She fit.
I said what I said. Like, it's useless. You're telling me
I know I called her a gym bro. She heavy in the gym, fam.
that I'm going to apply to all these jobs, pay a shit ton of money for this fucking piece of paper that's not even going to work.
Yep.
If I get one more fucking email that says, I'm sorry, we went with another candidate. We will keep you for other job opportunities.
Yeah, she is super annoying. From a professional perspective, I wouldn't necessarily hire her. Just based off of seeing her social media and seeing the way that she communicates. And cursing from women is not really attractive either, but that's a whole nother conversation. My point is this. Every single thing that you post, every in which way you communicate, whether it's in person, on the phone, on a Zoom meeting, whatever, it's all marketing. It is all creating visibility, and you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Leverage social media and leverage your platforms, your voices. When you go outside, right? Stop wearing bonnets to the grocery store. Stop wearing pajamas to the gas station and then getting back in your bed when you get home. Stop coming out without your hair combed, your teeth brushed. Present yourself to be an asset and understand that you don't know who you're going to run into and you never want to miss an opportunity to communicate, because communication is 90% body language, the thing that you want people to see. Don't just dress up when you go out the house. Let me give you another tip, especially for y'all in a relationship. Don't just dress up when you go out the house. You're marketing yourself and you're continuing to, the same way that you were marketing yourself when you was trying to meet the person of your dreams. Now you got the person of your dreams and now you come home every day. You're marketing yourself to the person that you are in a relationship with every single day that you come home. When you go to bed at night, when he comes home and he sees you and you just looking like a ragamuffin every single night, is women that's marketing themselves to him every single day when he go outside, and then this is what he got to come home to. Trust and believe he paying attention. Even if he don't know that he paying attention, he's paying attention because you're training him to see you a certain way when he comes home. If every day you come home, you look like a POS, and then you expect for him to be attracted to you when it's time to do something, and he ain't really feeling it, and he like, and he's looking at it as work, and it's the same on the other side of it. Every day that I go home, I'm fresh to death. I'm fresh. When I leave this office, see, the black shirt is for y'all. When I walk outside and the people see me vlogging or whatever, I got on a different jacket. I'm fresh. I got on a different pair of shoes I ain't never wore before. Every day that I walk outside, I'm fresh. When I get home and my daughter see me, she do a drip check on me every day because she like, Dad, you fresh as. My daughter be like, let me see what you rocking today. I'm going to put in the effort, and when you see me out in the streets, say what up, though. Don't get self-conscious. Say what up, though. So let me go ahead and move on. I want to read some of the super chats, and then we're going to really get into the show, ladies and gentlemen. Messi says, glad to see that grade. Oh, my God. It's heavy. Look at this. Look at all of this. Look at all of that. I got to shoot that Teach commercial this weekend. It's heavy. Look at all of this right here. Good grief. It's coming on my chin. You know, all of that. New Teach commercial coming this weekend, Messi. You know what I'm saying? 187 is in the building with the five ball, says, sound like the cultivator. Need a call. It worked for me. I'm never short of employees. Yeah, I gave you the game on how to always have the right employees. I gave 187 the game on a coaching call of how to find the right people and put them to work. And he's never short of employees anymore. Big up to my big bro, Anton Daniels. Live live. Let's run it up, big dog. I appreciate you. Thank you for my brethren, especially all the way up there in Canada. Jay White says, in the last part of the clip, she said you need experience. Didn't her college career center show her directions to internships? You don't just have to do internships. You can do stuff for free. There's plenty of ways to get experience, man. You can even have your own personal experience for the different things that you do in your market. And part of her experience is the fact that she's big on TikTok. Duh. Devastator says, see, I set a rule for myself. I go by the 5% rule now. If I was in her shoes, if I didn't have 5% of the 80,000, I wouldn't have taken out the loan. Interesting. Charles Calloway is in the building. Thank you, Charles, for tapping in, big dog. Charles says she did prepare correctly. Female friend with the same degree took internships each summer. Now she makes $120,000 fresh out of school. Preparation is key. I bet you I can get her that job. I bet you I can get her the job that she wants. Aaron says any degree can be a basket weaving degree or an asset. No, Aaron, some degrees ain't worth it. It depends on your plan and the network you build. A lot of engineers waste their degrees too. That is true. There is a lot of engineers that waste their degrees too. Food, fashion, women, and sports says check your P.O. box tomorrow for the Detroit Crocs. Ooh. I don't know if I'm going to be able to give them tomorrow. I'm going to have to get them Monday because I got to take a flight tomorrow. Can you show them on the show so I can get personal orders? Absolutely. Appreciated. Aries, Tabik, NFL, and others got me banned on Etsy. Still sold to 50 states. Oh, really? All right, yeah, I'm going to check it out. Absolutely. So I'm going to probably pick it up on Monday because I got to take a flight tomorrow if it's not delivered by the time that I get back. I will absolutely give you the credit. Patrice Jean-Baptiste says, Anton, with the countless videos I've seen on this subject, I'm convinced colleges are marketed differently between men and women. I don't think so. I don't think it's that colleges is marketed differently between men and women. I think that women inherently go into things that are more nurturing, that make them feel good. Men are more inherently willing to go into things that's going to make them money. I think it's a big difference. They keep telling women to follow their dreams, though. Charles Calloway says, didn't I prepare properly? All right. And then David Williams, thank you, David Williams, for checking in, says, you missed my last super chat, big dog. Did I? Let me look for David. I got new tools. David, I only got this super chat from you, bro. I see the one where you said electrician, and then I see that. How did I miss your last super chat? Well, I'm sorry if I missed your last super chat. I am acknowledging you now. Thank you, David. I appreciate you for holding me down. You are absolutely positively appreciated, big dog. Shout out to David. Let's give David some love in the chat. Shout out to David. I don't miss no super chats. I catch them all. Let me see. Catch them all. Yeah, David, that's all I see. I see all 14 super chats right now. I got you, big dog. I'm paying attention. All right, let's get into the show. I don't even know how to introduce this next subject to you guys. This is a difficult one. We're going to be bringing people to the front of the congregation. And so the first person that I got to bring to the front of the congregation, well, before I bring him to the front of the congregation, let me ask you guys a question. What would cause a man What would cause a man to go crazy? I don't know. I've never went crazy. What would cause a man to absolutely positively lose it to the point to where he is willing to crash all the way out, even with kids, even with a girl, and he's ready to do something that he uncharacteristically would never do in life, something that we could never ever think of, something that we could never ever dream of. Y'all said cootie cat, divorce, losing a kid, money, stress, women, a woman. Wow. Women? Is it all women? Losing a kid, pressures, a woman, losing a job, Jada. A woman. Good grief. Are women that deadly? Job loss, women, cat, jobs, stress and loss of options, alcohol. All right, well, let's see. Let me share with you this story. A man decided to go and set a whole house on fire. This is making the rounds in the news, and I want to share it with you guys first here on the Millionaire Morning Show. Make sure y'all get the likes up, tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat.
This is breaking news.
Joseph, turn yourself in. That's what you best do. Turn yourself in, Joseph. And that ain't no lie. Turn yourself in. Call me. Turn yourself in.
Today at noon on Fox 8, a grandfather of 3 children killed in a fire pleads with his son to surrender to police. Good afternoon, I'm Liz Reyes. That fire in New Orleans East killed 2 boys, ages 8 and 3, and a 5-year-old girl. Andres Fuentes is live on America Street in the Plum Orchard neighborhood. Andres.
Liz, you know, I've been here all morning long and talking to a lot of the family members that have come by, and they said the same thing. This is the worst day of their lives, and neighbors tell me the same thing as well. This is a traumatic day for them. They're never ever going to see the 3 children that used to play right here on this front lawn ever again. Now, according to the New Orleans Police Department, they are investigating this as a triple homicide, and they did tell us early this morning that they did get a 911 call from the mother of the 3 children as she was coming home from work. She told the police that the father of the children were threatening to burn down the house, and family members as well as neighbors all identify that father as Joseph Washington. Now, we also got surveillance video from a nearby neighbor which shows a man coming out of the home, down the steps and into a car, and then driving off as the back of the house starts to catch on fire. That's the surveillance video that police right now are looking into and trying to identify whether or not that is Joseph Washington. Now, according to the fire department, firefighters rushed to the scene as soon as they got word that there was a fire here on the block. And they found that neighbors were here rushing to the scene as well, trying to get as many children out as possible, because a lot of these neighbors are very close-knit. They knew that there were 3 children still inside. They did their best. Firefighters say that they found a 5-year-old girl and an 8-year-old boy near the front door, looking like they were trying to open the front door actually to escape the flames. They were quickly removed from the homes. Some neighbors and some fire officials tried to do their best to resuscitate them. They rushed them to the hospital, and unfortunately that's where they died. As far as the 3-year-old boy, fire officials tell me that he was in the middle of the house, and it took firefighters longer to get inside because of the flames, and unfortunately he died on the scene. I spoke to the neighborhood association president, who really could not comprehend exactly what happened here. This tragedy struck her more than most. Take a listen.
I have children. It's a terrible way to lose your children. Yep. And it's a terrible, you think you're leaving your family in the arms of the daddy that could do them some good justice. But look what happened. So
Let me first say that prayers up for the family. prayers up for everybody who is in that community and everybody that's ever had an interaction with them children. I can't think of, and the reason why I asked y'all this question in the beginning is I cannot personally think of one thing. I can't think of one thing in my entire life. Not one. I can't think of one thing in my entire life that would cause for me to do that. What would cause a man? What could possibly cause a man to go in a house? Think about this. He went into the house, knew apparently, obviously, that the children were there. Probably locked the door on his way out because they said that the children couldn't even get out. Set the house on fire and then walked away like nothing was even, like nothing happened. I can't think of a more miserable way to go, man. I just can't. I can't think of a more miserable way to go. The fear that was possibly in that household. I mean, man, listen, man, I come across stories. Y'all send me this type of stuff all the time. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this in my entire life. How can you set the house on fire for kids that are yours? Listen, we're not even talking about people that he didn't know or some. These are people like, let me rewind this. Let me show you. He's the father. How does the father do it? It ain't a piece of child support that will cause me to ever do nothing like that against a kid, let alone my kids. It's not a piece of child support. It's not a woman. It's not a person on the face of this earth that could ever cause me to do something like this. Let me continue with the story.
I have children. It's a terrible way to lose your children. Yep. And it's a terrible, you think you're leaving your family in the arms of the daddy that could do them some good justice. Look what happened. So something had to happen to him.
Now, neighbors in the area have been spending some time this morning trying to clean up some of the supplies and emergency equipment that firefighters and police have left behind, as well as you're looking a live look right now at some of the balloons that people in the community have left behind as well for the family right here. I got word that most of the family still right now in the hospital grieving this loss, and as we get more information about how they're doing, we'll be updating you on air and online, as well as the NOPD as they continue investigating this now triple homicide. But we also got word from Councilwoman Helena Moreno that the domestic violence vigil that will be happening outside of City Hall this afternoon, there will also be a portion dedicated to the 3 children who died here due to the fire. That all starting at 4 o'clock this afternoon. But for now, reporting live here in New Orleans East, back to you, Liz.
And Andres, I got to ask you, as more people show up at that scene, how would you describe the mood there? Anger, heartache? What are you hearing from people as news spread of this horrific incident?
Like I said, for the families, for sure, family members that have trickled in, it's the worst day of their lives. A lot of these neighbors, I got word that a lot of these homes were built at the same time, and these neighbors moved in essentially at the same time. So they all knew each other for years and years and years. A lot of the children that they had grew up with the same 3 children here at the home. Speaking with some parents in the area, it hasn't really hit them yet. They were supposed to be on the school bus today heading to school, and now they're getting word that, the children.
That's crazy, man. It's nothing that you can do to explain this. I just can't wrap my mind around what you would do or what somebody could do that would cause for you to do this. Even if you found out that the kids, I see y'all giving a lot of different explanations. Even if you found out that the kid wasn't yours, I can't, man. I can't. Listen, it's a lot of boundaries that we cross as human beings on a daily basis. I've seen some really evil things be done in my life, especially growing up in the spaces that I grew up in and going and dealing with different people and all of this stuff. And I've heard some stories from people that came on the platform. But it's got to be a line that we just don't cross as a people, as a community. I can even understand, with the freedom and all of the advocating for equal everything between men and women and the whole gender war thing, that if people say, you know what, well, if a woman hit me, then I'm going to defend myself and all of that. Okay, you can have conversations about that. But the kids, though, 3 years old, 5 years old, the kids, your own children, you cannot tell me that the devil is not real. You can't tell me. There's no way you can convince me that there is not evil walking around in this world and there's demonic spirits that are inhabiting human beings every day. That's why you got to be careful who you hug, man. You got to be careful who you give your energy to. That's why I don't respond to hate and criticism online anymore. I might interact with the chat, I might go off with people, whatever, but I don't even respond to anybody that have that hate in their heart. I don't even want to run into you. I don't want to run into you because I know that it's a possibility that you got a demon inside of you and you can't even control who you are. That's why, man, you got to be careful. All of that tough talk, going back and forth with people, man, I stay out the way, bro. This is New Orleans. This is down in New Orleans. Somebody said, where is this at? It's down in New Orleans. Man, listen, I am very careful of who I even hug, who I give dap to, who I shake hands with. I'm quick to wash my hands 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times out of the day. When I come into the house, I don't even let my shoes go past the door. I don't. I wash my hands as soon as I come into the house, man. Because that junk, and when you spending time around people that's negative or people that got evil intentions or people that do negative stuff in life, it's even worse because eventually that stuff rub off on you. When you start to normalize it, it actually makes sense for them to do things and you start to rationalize it. And that's why we all desensitized. We desensitized when it comes to sex. We're desensitized when it comes to crime. We're desensitized when it comes to violence against each other. We think it's cool to fight. Hey, well, at least they threw up their fists and they ain't kill each other. No, you just beat somebody's face in and completely disfigured them for the rest of their life. Everything that we seeing and we programmed and the music that we listening to and the movies that we watch and the stuff that, no, listen. When we see this stuff, we have to call it out and we have to call it for what it is. It's demonic, it's evil, and it's something that is beyond this world because nobody in their right mind would ever do this unless they had something evil within them.
That they used to wave to every morning, the children that used to play with their own children, the children that they used to do celebrations with for holidays and things like that, they're no longer with us. So it's been a brutal awakening for a lot of the people that live here in the area.
Yeah, it's just devastating. Thanks a lot there, Andres, for your work all morning as well. Well, neighbors of the family say they were heartbroken over the news and angry over the senseless crime. The neighbor who gave us this ring camera video says she and her husband told firefighters there were children still inside when they first arrived. They also helped to perform CPR on 2 of the children. They were pulled out of the house. The neighbor, who did not wish to be identified, says she's known the 3 kids since they were born. She watched them grow over the years. She says she couldn't imagine losing her children in such a violent and senseless way.
This is horrible. This is absolutely horrible. I just can't imagine being her right now and dealing with this, losing my children.
Now, we have reached out to the NOPD multiple times for more information on updates or a search for a suspect.
You know, this guy is still at large. Do you know that it's a possibility that there's somebody that's around him, that's helping him, that's protecting him? Look at that. I can't even be around you if you're that type of person. I can't even be around you if you on that type of time, bro. I don't even want to be friends. I can't, man. I can't wrap my head around it. This is insane, yo. And he's still at large. He's still running around out here. Pray for the family. And if anybody sees this guy, let me put him back up. Hold on, where he at? If anybody see this guy, get this dude up out of there ASAP. Get him up out of there ASAP. Call your local authorities. Don't approach him. Don't say what up. Don't have a conversation with him. Don't try to hold him accountable. Just call the police, get him arrested, and get him up out of there ASAP. Hopefully they got capital punishment wherever it is that they prosecute him. Let me read some of these super chats, and then we're going to move over with the show because we got to bring some more people to the front of the congregation. You don't know what you're going to get on the Millionaire Morning Show. DJ Vapors, Speaker Knockers is in the building, says, ready for the DC meetup. Love, peace, and soul. Shout out to DJ Vapors. Speaker Knockers is in the building. Scatman is in the building, says, I appreciate the game, Unc. It's my birthday today. And I'm about to put in that coaching call. Have a blessed day. Shout out to Scatman. Happy birthday to you. Why guys can't get the happy birthday? What y'all think that y'all think the guys shouldn't get love too? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Scatman. Happy birthday to you. Shout out to Scatman. We appreciate you, big dog. Shout out to Scatman and happy birthday, big man. Have a phenomenal day, bro, and I can't wait to talk to you and meet up with you. David Williams says, all good time, dog. I was about the Cheesecake Factory chick. Her dude did an interview with somebody. Yeah, I was talking to Kevin Wesley. Matter of fact, let me see if I can get Kev on the phone. Kev called me yesterday, Kevin Wesley. He the guy that actually did the interview, and we actually real cool with each other. I get Kev on the phone. Let me figure out what's going on. Yo, Kevin, this is Anton.
Man, what's up with it?
Chilling on the live stream. What's up, big dog? I missed your call yesterday.
You say you on a live stream now?
Yeah, man, I'm on the live stream. You want me to call you when I get off the live stream?
Well, shoot. I guess I could ask you here. I mean, it's up to you. Your live stream can hear me or what?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Okay. Well, listen, man. I saw your Cheesecake Factory review, and I thought it was amazing. The guy Jay, he actually asked me to mentor him, counsel him.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to do it alone, man. I love what you had to say. Of course, man, you had talked just a couple weeks back, man, but. You know, you would have crossed my mind anyway, but I think you had one of the best reviews that I saw so far. So I'd like for you to either come out or we'll sit down with you on a virtual chat if you can't come out, if it's not at your convenience, and maybe have you give him some coaching advice.
Yeah, for sure. Where is he located at?
He's in Atlanta.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, yeah. All right, so listen, I'm going to call you as soon as I get off the live stream and we can figure it out. Hey, that was a phenomenal interview you did too, bro.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, big dog. I'm going to call you as soon as I get off the live stream.
All right, bet.
All right, bye. So, there you have it. So, I'm going to talk to my dog, Kev. I'm going to hit him up off after the live stream. And this actually specifically addresses your super chat. You said, all good time, dog. It was about the Cheesecake Factory chick. Her dude did an interview with somebody, which so happened to be Kevin Wesley. And she wants another chance. You should check it out. She literally twice his size. All right, cool. All right, so that's what's up. So, David, I appreciate you for the super chat. Junior VK is in the building, says, crazy. Somebody get him when he hit the yard. We got to get him arrested first. Zach says, I wonder if he found out the kids is not his. I can't imagine. Bag for Bag says, I think he was tired and that was his exit plan. Well, then exit yourself and don't exit somebody else because he ain't take himself out. Sonny Bravo React says, I would love to come across him in a dark alley. It's crazy, man. Jay says, that's some WWE Chris Benoit stuff. Wicked. I agree. They say, y'all said he was arrested? Well, we'll review that. We'll see if he was arrested tomorrow. Chris Moore is in the building. Thank you, Chris, for holding me down. Also, BC is in the building. BC says, hearing that a man killed his kids hurt too much. They aren't even my kids. God have mercy on the innocent. Take a real weirdo to go out there and do something like that. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. I will call you on the live in a minute, messy mathematician. All right, I'm going to look at that tomorrow. We're going to see if he got arrested. Let's move on. The first thing that I want to do is I want to bring Denver to the front of the congregation. I want to bring Denver to the front of the congregation. Before we move on, we're not just going to let Denver keep skating. We're not going to let Denver keep skating because y'all just think that Mike Johnston, John S-T-O-N, Johnston. I know y'all used to me talking about Brandon Johnson over there in Chicago. Don't worry about it. We're going to get to him shortly. But Mike Johnston is the mayor of Denver. Now, Denver has largely skated under the radar because Denver is not at the forefront of the congregation because there's bigger fish to fry as far as what it is that we see happening in more urban communities. But Denver, from what people have been telling me, and I tapped into a couple of people that's over there in Denver, they keep telling me that Denver ain't nothing but another San Francisco. They said that Denver is a hellhole. Is that true? Is that true? Is Denver that bad? Oh, no. Tell me that Denver ain't this bad. I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting to go and hang out with Denver. I got some people over in Denver that I like to tap in with. I was expecting to head over to Denver and see what was happening over there. They say evictions is piling up. They say that it's homelessness everywhere. They say it's encampments all over the place. They say that Denver is almost as bad as over there in Oakland and in San Francisco. Is that true?
Now tonight, some Denver businesses are sounding the alarm about trash and debris from homeless encampments surrounding them.
Denver 7's Russell Haythorne spoke to 3 business owners who all say the same thing. If the mayor's office does not take action, they could be out of business.
Take a walk around the block with Scott Coors.
And this corner smells like fetid urine in the morning. It's fairly off-putting.
And you get a good sense of an inescapable problem.
Would you like to park here and walk through that?
Unbelievable.
I wouldn't.
His business and others at Broadway and 20th feeling under siege. Homeless encampments now surrounding them on 3 sides.
It's a little unnerving because you got people that...
Did y'all know that it was homeless encampments over in Denver? I've been to a lot of cities. I walked down Skid Row. I've documented it. It's on my other channel. I've had a lot of conversations. I've walked over and seen the encampments over in D.C., literally right down the street from the White House. Did y'all know that this was in Denver? How did Denver escape the front of the congregation for this long? John Best, you live there? Oh, man. Everybody that flew into Boulder, Colorado, y'all didn't go over to Denver and see what was happening in there? Is Denver a red or a blue state? Did you guys know that this is what was happening over in Denver? Yes, Azriel, Denver is another sanctuary city. They are letting people in. They're extremely over budget. They're badly managed by this man that's right below me. See, it's not just the black cities. It's also the white cities. So shout out to Mayor Johnston. And Denver and the business owners are saying that it is a horrible place to live in and is becoming worse every single day. They are setting up tents over at Denver on the street, right in front of people's businesses and the condos that's literally right there in front of them. This is America, ladies and gentlemen. This is America.
you don't know what mental state they're in, and you don't know. They're probably not dangerous, but you don't know.
Coors owns Triangle Bar, which has been here for decades.
Triangle Bar dates back to the 70s when it was one of the first gay establishments in town.
But its continued existence.
Wait. Did he say that it was a zesty establishment? Wait. I thought, did I miss that? Hold on, let me back up a little bit. You're not just gonna slip that in there and then make that make sense for me. And that don't mean that you should be going out of business as a business, but I just want to make sure that I heard what I heard when I heard it. He didn't just say that, did he?
70s when it was one of the first gay establishments in town.
Yeah, this is a blue city. This is definitely a liberal city, and y'all voted based off of it, and you got what it is that you voted for. You got what you voted for. Now, that does not mean that you're not entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that you shouldn't have safety and protection with regard to how it is that you're running your business. It's all starting to come together a little bit more. Okay.
But its continued existence is now in jeopardy.
If the city doesn't do something, we're not going to survive this.
The same is true just around the corner at British Bulldog.
What we do is sort of that old neighborhood bar thing. That's kind of our shtick.
Like
Owner
the
Mark
Cheers.
Berzins has never seen things this bad. Sales for both British Bulldog and Triangle Bar down 40%.
Sales are down 40%. Sales, man, listen. If you have any business and sales are down 40%, get ready to close the doors. Don't hold on to it. Don't try to hold on. Don't try to stick around. Don't try to just be there or whatever. If sales are down 40%, it's over. It's over. And because all of these politicians, like the mayor that's below me right here, do not understand how to look at things from a business perspective. They don't know what it takes in order to make a city great. Man, let me tell you something. I can go in and I can fix any city, but the first thing you have to do is you have to inspire people. You got to fix the mentality. Then you got to lobby for all of the resources that you need in order to fix the school system. Make sure that public safety is number one, because if people don't feel safe, then they're not going to come. You got to make sure that you... I'm not going to give you all my keys. Maybe I'll run for... You know what? I'm never going to run. But maybe I'll put somebody else in office. Maybe I can get Rita to run. Let me see something. Give me a second. Let me see what's happening out here in these streets. Because I know I can manage it through somebody, and I can put somebody in a great position of power. I know how to fix a city. If you know how to fix a business, you can fix a city.
Hello.
Hey, what up? I'm on a live stream. You busy?
Nope. Just packing my bag. What's going on?
Hey, you want to run for a political position? You be perfect. You be perfect. You be perfect.
Sure. Just tell me what to say.
Black woman, married for 20 years, understands things, have built houses, volunteer within a community, mentor to so many young people and women, and have done some incredible things. Mother, you can identify with the people. Girl, you're giving me an idea out here in these streets. You ready to run for office?
Yep.
We got to figure out what office we want you to run for first, though.
Okay.
We about to get you elected. All right. I'm going to talk to you later. I could do it. Why would I do it when I could just put some other people in a position of power? Come on, man. Let's run it up.
Since Firestone Tires closed 3 months ago.
There's trash, mattresses.
She can do way better than
sadly,
this.
A lot of really
I know that for a
unpleasant
fact.
things going on.
It's maybe even tougher on our staff. Not only has our staff seen their tip bucket decline by 35%, 40%, which is their take-home pay, but their safety is a real concern.
We witnessed the problem firsthand at Cheese Meat Board, a charcuterie shop in between Triangle and British Bulldog.
What can we do for you?
I was just going to grab a sample, sorry.
We have sandwiches.
I don't know, I was just going to grab a sample.
We don't have samples. Oh. Yeah. Sorry.
Did fam just walk up in there and take some food while they was in there filming? These cities is horrible. Horrid. horrid. These cities are absolutely, positively horrible. Fam just walked in there while they was filming with the camera on them and was like, yeah, I'm just looking for some samples. She's like, we don't sell samples. Fam walked over there and said, let me get a sandwich to go for free. Good God almighty.
They're samples, that's what those are.
No, they
cost money, like 25 cents?
Yeah. That is it. And fortunately, we don't see that nonstop, but we see it enough that
That's crazy.
a little discouraging.
For now, these businesses are just fighting to stay open.
I'm a firm believer that every person does deserve a house.
Close.
But we're also in dire need of more immediate action.
We just can't sustain these kind of losses forever.
In Denver,
We would really like to see somebody in a position of authority do something.
Russell Haythorne, Denver 7.
If you can't get your mayor or anybody to listen to the business community and the people that are the lifeblood that then give, because the small business community is literally your lifeblood. That's your lifeblood. If you can't get these people on board and give them what they need in order to be successful, if you don't have the ear to the mayor, it's over. But that's not the only thing that's going on in Denver. Did you know that eviction filings in Denver is the highest that it's ever been in history?
All right, let's get started tonight with the record number of evictions the city of Denver is heading towards. This comes as tenants struggle to keep up with soaring rent. Denver 7's Brandon Richards shows what some community leaders are now calling on Mayor Mike Johnston to do amid fears that this situation is about to get worse.
Well, Denver leaders are still working on next year's city budget. It won't be finalized here for a few more weeks. Now, tomorrow morning, the Denver City Council will deliver a package of recommendations to the mayor, asking that he increase funding for a variety of programs, including rental assistance. As rent soars.
Now, remember, guys, I don't want you to forget, even though I don't necessarily have a clip to play for you today, but Denver is one of the cities. Now, Chicago is leading the pack as far as sanctuary cities and migrant crisis and funding all of this migrant crisis and stuff, right? Denver is one of the cities that's at the forefront of the movement, along with Atlanta. Denver, Chicago, New York said, we can't take it. We ain't got it. We done over here. Eric Adams said, all right, I got you, Millionaire Morning Show. I don't want to be brought to the front of the congregation anymore. Don't be messing up my reputation. I see you, Eric Adams, making the adjustment over there in New York. I got to give credit where credit is due. He said, we no longer having you. We evicting you. You got to go. Listen, we no longer a sanctuary city. I'm backtracking. I'm pivoting. It's okay for me to change my mind. But Denver is at the forefront of the movement that is receiving buses on a regular basis and increasing funding as far as where they're allocating monies to. They can't allocate monies for public safety. They can't allocate monies for eradicating homelessness. They can't allocate monies in order to help get people's jobs. They can't allocate monies to do anything that's meaningful to the residents of Denver. But the one thing that they can allocate money to is...
In Denver, so have the number of evictions. The latest data from Denver County Court shows over 1,100 eviction filings in both August and September, bringing the total number this year to more than 9,200. Officials with the Denver Department of Housing Stability believe there could be another 3,000 eviction filings by the end of the year.
So that will bring the number to close to 13,000, between 12 and 13,000 projected people in Denver, not just the Denver surrounding cities, but Denver alone. Projected filings to be around 13,000 people getting removed and evicted from their homes. And that don't even have nothing to do with the foreclosure rate that's happening over there in the city. 13,000 people, more than ever before in history over in Denver, is being evicted out of their homes, and eviction filings are being filed every single day amongst all of the other problems such as the migrant crisis and business owners and business being down over 40%, and there's an exodus in the city. And I thought that the marijuana stuff was supposed to solve all of that over in Denver. You remember when they was pitching us that? I remember when they said that the taxes that they was going to levy over there on marijuana sales and legalizing weed was supposed to fix all of the financial problems that's in these cities? Remember when y'all fell for that one? Remember when they started legalizing it over in Denver first, over there in Colorado? Remember that? Interesting, right? Isn't that interesting? Hey, I'll get him myself. I'll get him up out of here. Don't worry about it. Isn't that interesting? Every single thing that is happening out here in these streets, they sold you, they pitched you, they hope you forgot about it in order to continue to legalize and get stuff in office, but they never saw for the core root of the problems. And now we moving over into the next issue. They're going to give you another issue so that they can fix it for you, and that you can keep them in offices. Don't worry about it. We're going to get there.
Unbelievably expensive. People cannot afford to live in Denver, and they can't afford to live in Colorado.
Zach Newman is co-founder of the Community Economic Defense Project, which provides legal help for people facing eviction. His group has now joined with more than a dozen other community organizations to call on Denver Mayor Mike Johnston to provide more money for emergency rental assistance.
It's not just the humane thing to do to stop
So
it.
they're not going to fix the core root of the problem of why people are getting evicted in the first place. The only thing that they're going to do is allocate more monies for emergency rental assistance. Throwing money at a wall and hoping that it sticks. Using taxpayer money to throw it at a wall and hoping that it sticks. Let me tell you something. Social programs do not work. Rental assistance programs do not work. It does not solve for the core root of the problem. All it does is kick the can down the road, and then you start to tax the people more, and you never give that money back, or you never lower the budget by then becoming a lot more resourceful and running the city like a business. Instead, you continue to throw money at the problem that's just going up in vapors, up in smoke, and then you're right back where you was next year, where you were this year. It does not work. It does not work. You're still suffering, and you're still eventually going to find yourself in the same position as last time.
Evictions. It also is the most cost-effective way to respond to homelessness, stopping it in the first place.
The mayor proposed spending $12.6 million on rental assistance, but the community groups and a majority of city council members want the mayor to increase that by $17 million, bringing the total to $30 million.
Bluntly put, this is an emergency. I think there's no question that the funds will be needed. We're talking about shelter. We're talking about more people becoming unhoused and ending up living on our streets.
Hey, that's a term that they're using now. More people becoming unhoused. You're not homeless. You're just unhoused. You may have van life. You may go ahead and get you a tent. I know it'd be cold in Denver in the wintertime. But you're not homeless. You're just unhoused.
In budget hearing, the mayor explained why funding rental assistance was more difficult this year.
The big challenge we're facing here on rental assistance is last year we had about $20 million of funding. $17 million of that was state and federal. That all disappeared. We took our investment from $3 million to $12 million, which is, I think, almost a 300 to 400% increase in our city commitment. So we are all in on this.
Still, the council and community groups hope the mayor's team will be able to find additional money elsewhere to help.
And guess what? They're continuing to increase the budget that they're allocating for migrants and social programs such as rental assistance, but they're still not solving for the core root of the problem. You have all of these people in the room. Let me show you what all of them people look like. Hold on. You got all of these people in the room, and ain't nobody got a clue of how to solve for the issues that you're facing in the community while you're also taking on more migrants, and additional monies is being needed by the taxpayers in order to make sure that you continue to make this happen. The people don't want it. Anton from AntonDaniels.com is telling you that it's a bad idea. You're literally throwing money at the wall. Evictions is up more than it's ever been before. It didn't solve for it last year. It's not going to solve for it this year. Then you're going to be asking for more money next year, and then you're going to pass that cost over into the taxpayers. Businesses are failing. Sales is down over 40%. Tent cities is popping up all over the country. Now you got everybody got a tent on every corner. People don't want to go down to downtown Denver. Man, I got to make me I literally, when I do my tour next year, I'm stopping in all of the places that is smutted out, in addition to doing all of my different tour stops and my fireside chats. Horrible. Absolutely horribly ran city.
Find additional money elsewhere to help thousands of people stay in their homes. In Denver, Brandon Richard, Denver 7.
So here's my question as we continue to evaluate all of the different things that is happening across the United States of America. Here's my question. yesterday and over the weekend, or actually last week also, I asked you guys, who's the worst mayor in America? And by a long shot, a lot of y'all said Mayor Brandon Johnson. Is Mike Johnston, this guy right here, is he also on the list? Is he in the running? Now, we know that Brandon Johnson over there in Chicago, second grade teacher, he's a good guy by all metrics, right? From all optics, he's not an actual bad person inherently, but just a bad mayor. The question now that we're compiling this list, because by the end of the years, I want to have a Victim Olympics list, is Mayor Mike Johnston over in Denver also a part of the running for the worst mayor in America? Number 2 or 3? Y'all still say that Brandon Johnson is at the top? We'll have a conversation. Let me read a couple of super chats and then we'll get there. Jay White said Vancouver, Canada has homeless, same as Seattle. I thought that was a socialist country. I thought that y'all was over there running in the Victim Olympics with free healthcare and all of that, and y'all can fix some of the same problems. Interesting. Dave G says, I'm a little late, but the only thing that will make a man crash out like that is self-hate. All those things people named in the chat earlier are things that the man has placed above himself, bottom line. Even if I hate myself, I can't do it to nobody else. I'm already doing them a disservice by not being a father in their life, right? Even self-hate is too much. James Mace Jr. says, man, I thought Cleveland was bad, but Denver makes Cleveland look like a suburb. I actually like Cleveland. I just so happen to like Cleveland. David Simpson Jr. says, sadly, a lot of liberals will leave for red pastures. Eventually, those cities will turn blue and purple. Sounds like a long-term plan. # context clues. It's coming, big dog. David Simpson Jr. also says, bright colors in the wild meant danger. Shout out to you, David Simpson. Centennial G is in the building. Says, my dog, Anton Daniels. You see how I've been making a concerted effort not to curse? I've been doing good, too. Y'all ain't said nothing about Anton cursing or having a swear jar. Much respect as always, just some insight, and this is an independent talking. Denver mayor is new and inherited this madness from his predecessor, Trash, turning into Skid Row. I warn people. Thank you for the additional context, Centennial G. I will do some more research. Scooby Don says, the governor or the government can fund everybody country with millions in their own veterans and people suffering now. That's what you call hood robbing. Robin Hood just reversed. I see what you did there. Scooby Don. Montre Gibson says, what up, Anton? Are you opening up your coaching sessions back up? I'm a bag chaser. And would like to give a spot if you have one open. I'm working on it, big dog. I'm working on it. I've been catching hell in my household from opening it up back up. But I'm working on it, bro. I promise you I'm working on it. David Simpson Jr. says, death, taxes, and government incompetence. Shout out to David Simpson Jr. I appreciate you. Ash, my dog. Ash says, like how DJ Quick said back in the good old days when we had real rap music, Denver wants to be just like Compton. Shout out to Ash. I appreciate you. I'm going to continue to read these super chats throughout the show. Let me continue to run it up over here because let's not forget about Chicago. Now, there's been some digging and there's been some findings and there's been some additional Freedom of Information Act subpoenas that has come out. And what are we trying to do over here in Chicago? We don't want Mayor Brandon Johnson to be stressed out because Anton is doing live streams, continuing to ask if he's mismanaging the money and all of the aldermen, and now Chicago is being exposed as one of the most corrupt cities in the United States of America. That's not what we here for. That is not what we here for. Let me tell you something, Mr. Mayor Johnson. If I seen you in the streets, I would shake your hand. You probably wouldn't want to shake my hand, but I know that you're an intelligent gentleman and that you lead with your words and not with violence. And you're a public servant, so there's no way for you to ever assault me. So I feel very comfortable in the presence of Mayor Johnson because he's like he's a nice guy. He's a family man. His father was a preacher. and he was a second grade teacher. And so as a result, I'm trying to understand why he qualifies to be mayor in the first place. But that's not why we're here today. What we're here today to do, ladies and gentlemen, is try to find where is the money in Chicago going and why is it going there. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat.
The growing number of migrants arriving here in Chicago has raised lots of questions among city leaders about the growing costs.
Tens of millions of dollars flowing to one out-of-state company. And now, after months of asking questions, NBC5 Investigates finally has the receipts. Here's Bennett Haberle.
The number of migrants now calling Chicago home has grown to more than 18,000 over the past year. The challenge is that many don't have a home and are living in Chicago police stations or inside city-run shelters.
And the airport.
For months, NBC5 Investigates has been following the money billed by Favorite Healthcare Staffing, the company contracted by the city to provide workers for the migrant shelters in Chicago. After denying our initial request for a year's worth of records, the city did provide us with 4 weeks of invoices from this spring, detailing payments to 400 Favorite staffing employees. We found that Favorite billed for 84 hours of work per week for most of their employees.
That's more than 16 hours a day. That is more than 16 hours a day per employee for over 400 employees just from April 22nd through May 19th. So wait, Freaky Jason. From April to May, I'm thinking that this is a 28-day calendar cycle, meaning that this is a 4-week span. So this is not even the year. This is not the quarter. This is just for 1 month in the spring when we didn't even have as many migrants over in Chicago. 400 employees, on average 84 hours per week. And anything over 40 hours is overtime. All right, let's continue.
That those rates range from nearly $50 to $156 an hour for regular pay and $75 to $234 an hour for overtime. Take, for example, employees assigned to housekeeping. Favorite billed the city for 4 weeks at a median pay rate of $17,000 for each of the housekeepers. At that rate, taxpayers could have potentially paid a median rate of more than $220,000 a year for each housekeeper supplied by Favorite.
So each housekeeper at this rate is basically costing the city $221,000. Okay, let me just look up the definition of a housekeeper. So I want to make sure. It's usually when they knock on my door at the hotel room and they say, housekeeping. Listen, ma'am, I got a late checkout. I am a diamond super member, whatever. One employed to manage the domestic duties involved in maintaining a house. So a cleaner. Fold the sheets, whatever, so on and so forth. A cleaner. So much so to where they're saying, what is the difference between a maid and a housekeeper? Practically nothing. So if we see that a housekeeper is basically one of them people that be at your door and saying, housekeeping, and based off of this 4-week projection that they only have 28 days worth of data for, 4 weeks, it's costing per housekeeper $221,000 annually. Y'all shouldn't be, you're looking at UPS workers, y'all should be over there looking at the housekeepers. UAW should be striking based off of what the housekeepers is making in Chicago. Good God almighty.
By Favorite. When it came to those assigned to security, invoices show that Favorite charged Chicago taxpayers a median rate of $24,000 apiece for each security guard for 4 weeks worth of work. That translates to an annual charge for each security guard of more than $300,000 a year.
You telling me that all I got to do is go and get my flashlight and say, I see you, and I can make $312,000 a year? Bag chasers, Patreon members. Look like we in the wrong bid now. We working too hard. I'm over here giving y'all life hacks on how y'all can make over $500,000 in addition to whatever it is that you're making on your regular job. I'm giving you tips to interview. I've been teaching you the wrong thing. I have not been teaching you on how to get in good with the alderman over there in Chicago and making sure that you send that bill over there to Brandon Johnson in the mayor's office, and you guys can go and make $312,000 per year to go over there and get you a flashlight, get you a badge from Walmart, and say, I see you. People is getting paid. Where is it? Who is this company? Harpo, how is one company getting all of the money? So wait. What you're telling me is that the one company is providing housekeeping, security services, shelter services. They fold the beds, they make the beds, they keep the people secure, they police them, and they drive them wherever it is that they need to go. And so they give themselves the different labels in order to make sure that they can build Chicago, and Chicago just write the check and don't even think twice about it. And they want to continue to get migrants in there. This ain't making sense. The math, from my perspective, from a C student's perspective, just ain't mathing. I need to plug in Chicago too. Listen, all of the drug dealers is playing the game wrong. Y'all should have been in the government contracting. Where's Tam at? Somebody get Tam on the phone and tell me where the government contracting people are in order for us to be able to build Chicago and the aldermen. Whose palms we got to grease? You know what I'm saying? Good Jesus.
And then there's
Christ.
nursing staff. For one registered nurse at the shelters, Favorite billed Chicago a total of more than $64,000 for 4 weeks' work. That rate, taxpayers could have potentially paid more than $800,000 for a single nurse.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me, does the math look like it's mathing to me? Look like we in the wrong business. Somebody get Tam on the phone so we can make sure that we can address this accordingly. Are you telling me that nurses are millionaires in Chicago? Are you telling me that nurses are millionaires in Chicago? Oh my God, they are charging the equivalent of $835,000 annually per nurse in order for them to go over there and make sure that the migrants are taken care of. Y'all sitting here trying to have conversations about who getting the most money. It's this company over there in Chicago. It's the people over there. Yo, they charging $835,000 a year for nursing services per Chicago. Ain't nobody tripping. Ain't nobody trying to figure it out. Y'all over there chasing DJ Envy and they over there finessing Chicago out of $835,000 annually per nurse. The housekeeping services is making $250,000 a year. The security is making $500,000 a year, and the third nurse is making $1 million a year. We looking at DJ Envy. Why do we give up about DJ Envy? We should be trying to figure out who is this over here in Chicago getting this bag. This is for 1 month. 1 month.
Should people in Chicago still be concerned about what we're paying for this?
Unquestionably, yes, because on the basis of the description you just provided, we are negotiating back from a worst-case scenario.
Joe Ferguson is the former Inspector General for the City of Chicago. He says the city could do a better job with transparency by making all the invoices public.
We have the capacity for that real-time transparency that allays concerns that we're just burning money. We need to get on top of that as well.
Mayor Brandon Johnson's office has said that it has since renegotiated this contract and that the hourly pay rates we found were inflated to cover administrative costs like housing and transportation for the out-of-state employees.
It's a heck of a negotiation, big dog. That's a heck of a negotiation, Mr. Brandon Johnson.
Alderman Carlos Ramirez Rosa is Mayor Johnson's floor leader.
The city is working to bring those prices down, including negotiating directly with Favorite and also putting out a request for proposals to say, hey, we want to find local nonprofits who can hire people locally.
Online job postings show in the past month Favorite was looking to hire more than 150 positions in Chicago at rates lower than what previous invoices show. But what and where those positions are for is unclear. Favorite has not responded to multiple requests for answers. As aldermen spend the next few weeks in budget hearings, there are more questions about if the mayor's current budget proposal will cover the costs of sheltering migrants or if there are local providers who could save the city some money.
There's multiple layers to it, but to your point, it's something we should be digging in deeper to make sure we figure out what that pivot looks like.
How many of y'all are feeling comfortable about what's happening in Chicago? That's all I want to ask you. Because I know that every Friday that y'all, I know we got Friday tomorrow, it's coming. And y'all gonna want to come up here and get mad at me. And every week we got somebody or some people from Chicago that want to get mad at me for bringing Chicago to the front of the congregation. Listen, these are public tax dollars, and I'm just trying to understand. I don't get it. My C student brain, when I talk to people in corporate America, and they pay me a lot of money to be a C student in corporate America. I mean, they pay me an egregious amount of money. Shout out to the Patreon members that's familiar with what it is that I make, because I have a video that shows you exactly what it is that I make in corporate America. It's all there. All of the receipts are right there inside of the Patreon, right? And my little C student brain, when I go into corporate America and they start doing that double speak and double talk and they be sounding like politicians, I say, whoa. Who you think you're talking to there? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Daniels. No. You don't call me Mr. Daniels. You call me Anton. Let me help you to understand something there, buddy. Don't use those big words on me. I am a 2-syllable, 3-syllable max guy. I'm a C student. Explain it to me like a little child. Don't double speak to me. Don't tell me what it is that I want to hear. Don't use lingo that's from whatever it is that you do for a living in your specific department. I don't want to hear all of that mumbo jumbo. You give it to me in 2- and 3-syllable words, preferably 1 syllable, and explain it to me like a little child. And my small brain can't possibly fathom, and it makes no sense whatsoever, as to how it is that they're all in bed together, the aldermen, the mayor, the companies. One company is getting it all. They allegedly put out job postings in order to make sure that they have their diversity and equity and inclusion and making it available to everybody, but they can only find this one place, and it's charging them $875,000 per nurse per year and all. Come on, man. What we talking about? What we talking? You not about to go out here and finesse me. You talk to me like a little child. We start breaking it down. Okay. So 1 + 1 = 7 for y'all. 1 + 1 = 7. That's what you telling me? That's that new math, huh? Okay, alderman.
And if you're going to spend that much money, I believe it should go to Chicagoans, because then it comes right back to Chicago in taxes.
Both aldermen we talked to say the additional assistance from the state and federal government would be welcome and could reduce costs. The deadline for local providers to apply to operate the shelters was extended, according to the mayor's chief of staff, to answer additional questions and ensure those interested know what's involved.
Hey, listen, do you guys trust these guys? Let me ask you a question. Hold on, let me see something. Look at this number right here. First, look at this number. Look at that number right there. Per nurse a year being built in Chicago. First of all, you telling me that they had no clue of what the cost is going to be. They still got migrants being bussed in. And then you got Brandon Johnson and all 50 of his aldermen is overseeing a city, and they have no clue of how to manage the budget effectively, and they almost close to $1 billion over in debt, with other hundreds of millions and billions of dollars that legacy costs. Are y'all telling me that y'all going for this? All of these smart, distinguished people that are in office that are making decisions on behalf of the taxpayers every single day, and y'all telling me y'all going for it? Just tell me that you like being finessed without telling me that you like being finessed, and then we'll go with that. Tell me that you like being finessed without telling me that you like being finessed, and we'll go for that. I'm with it. If you going for it, I'm going for it. All I just want my own government contract, and then we can rock out. Give me 2 years of billing the city, and you're never going to hear from me again. You can have that contract back. I'm good with it. Give me 2 years of billing Chicago. I'm going to give you everything you need. I'm going to give you housekeeping. I'm going to give you bed keeping. I'm going to give you your janitorial services. This is Luther's janitorial service. And if you want to work for Luther's janitorial service, get back to work. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all not familiar with that. Shout out to my Set It Off crew. Let me read some of these super chats, and then we're going to move over into the last thing that I want to share with you guys before we get up out of here. The Wealth Building Journey says, power couples. Tom the businessman and Rita the politician. How's this any different from Dianne Feinstein and the Wall Street husband? Power couples. Shh. We don't want to expose the plan to the general public yet. David Simpson Jr. says, a legal get-rich-quick scheme. Forget STEM jobs. Ain't that a fact, though? We going to build a city for 2 years, and then we going to come up. Nola Grillin. Shout out to Nola Grillin in the building. Nola says, what up, Anton? Thanks for having me on last night. It was a fire show last night. A fire show last night. Ken J said, we've seen this story before. Haven't we? Shout out to my dog. I actually like the mayor. That's a good guy. He's a good friend of mine now. He's going to give me the game on how it is and I can get these government contracts. And you know what I'm saying? Chris Moore's in the building says, Anton, I'm from Chicago. Mayor Johnson is an angel compared to Richard J. Daley Sr. and Richard Jr. Those two ran the city and sold the city to the devil. Facts. Look it up. Oh, okay. So Chicago has had a history of criminal activity, and it is an opportunity for you to get in office and fill up your pockets. Okay. We run in Chicago like we run in Russia. I got it. Ash says Chicago is the blueprint for government and street criminal behavior. Pay-to-play capital of America. Y'all paying to play over there in Chicago? I need to know what's going on. And why haven't y'all contacted me in the offices from Chicago? I gave y'all my phone number and I ain't got no response. I'm going to have to make another phone call over there. Don't worry about it. We'll get there. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it. We going to get there. Here's the question. This is the question that I want to leave you guys with. We seen boyfriends and former husbands or whatever the piss they was burning down houses today. We seen modern women getting basket weaving degrees and then complaining about having $80,000 in student loan debt. We've seen Denver Mayor Mike Johnston allocate more monies over into the budget, even though they have a migrant crisis, becoming a sanctuary city while businesses is down 40% in revenue. And then last but not least, we've held Chicago to the front of the congregation again. And y'all going to be all butthurt when you calling into the show tomorrow. I'm talking about Anton, I'm feeling some type of way. Hey, man, I can't be sitting here substantiating how you feel about Brandon Johnson and the aldermen in the 50 states over there in Chicago when I got a flight to catch and I got to head to Florida. But we will get there. MS Best says Anton wanting to profit from the corruption too. Me too. That's my version of the Me Too movement. That is my version of the Me Too movement. But here's my question. Because I ran across this, and here's my question. Is it time to consider your options? Is the American dream nothing but a sham, scam, and a way to keep you paying your taxes in order to ensure that everybody else rob you blind? That is the question that I want to leave you with as we navigate through. Is it time to consider moving outside of the country? Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and if you are not a part of the Patreon, the link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. All right,
Not only learning the language, but learning a new way of living. Muchas gracias.
Es una ciudad dura también, es una ciudad a veces violenta, pero es mi ciudad y yo estoy enamorado de...
Hold on. Okay, so now you just telling me that I'm going to have to skip over his segment because I'm not about to be reading no captions. I don't even like to read captions when I'm watching Netflix. You ain't about to have me speed reading on the screen in order to ensure that I can source through whatever is... If you can't speak English, then me here is going to skip A over your part A. I'm not about to be sitting here reading captions throughout this whole segment. You got me effed up out here in these streets. Let me skip over him and get a gooses.
To chase after this dream. In the span of the last century, Mexico City's population increased tenfold. Compare that to New York City and LA. Mexico City is currently the largest city in North America, home to over 9 million people and a greater area population of about 22 million.
Y'all ain't tell me it was 9 million in the city, 22 million around it. That's bigger than New York. That's bigger than Chicago. I did not know that Mexico City had more people in there than anywhere inside of North America. Oh my God. Okay, I'm learning. Reading
With
Super
the
Chat
rise of
shortly.
remote work during the pandemic, many Americans had the opportunity to work abroad. In 2022, more Americans visited Mexico by air than those from any other country. That same year, just over 30,000 Americans applied for or renewed residency visas in the country, nearly double the number of visas from 2019. Many digital nomads come in on tourist visas, so the real number of people calling Mexico City home, even temporarily, is likely higher. It is impossible to know how many Americans are currently living in Mexico City.
Somebody educate me what it takes in order to actually be able to live over in a place permanently or semi-permanently. What type of visa or what type of passport or what is it that you have to do differently? Because I know that you just can't go over there and move over there. You have to start moving a little bit differently, and the immigration policy and the laws are much different than what it is here in the United States. Well, over here in the United States, you could just walk over here, right? You could just walk over here. But I'm curious as to what place, if you would ever consider, think about this as we go through this. What place would you consider moving to if you were to move outside of the United States of America? And then what would be the way or the pathway to living there semi-permanently? And what do you have to do in order to do so?
But between the weather, proximity to the U.S., and affordable prices, an increasing number of remote workers are congregating here. This is Kyla, one of the many Americans who calls Mexico City home. She moved here permanently in 2019.
So I fell in love with Mexico City and I've wanted to live here for years. And then I met my Mexican boyfriend.
Getting that Mexico. Getting that Mexico. Bust down Mexico. You know what I'm saying? She said, then I met my Mexican boyfriend and I said that I'm going to stay here permanently. And we going to ride bikes through the city. Okay. She said that I'm a passport. Yo, this is a Millionaire Morning Show. I'm trying to make sure that I keep my language PG-13. She said, I'm a passport. Yo, okay.
De un cochinita y un chilorio para mí, un cochinita y un chocito
Learned the
para
language
él.
and everything.
Gracias. Sin hormonas, hormone free.
I grew up here and I don't know, I guess it's changing. I like personally having like a diverse city. I feel like there's more positive than negative.
Despite the digital nomad craze, there are many Americans taking a different route and settling in to create a life in the city long term.
This is a city of 20
This shit
million
is
people,
tall.
and somehow it feels like a small town. The real richness of living here is how communal it is, how easy it is to know your neighbors. Muchas gracias. There's always been Americans from the States living in Mexico. The problem is the lack of assimilation. So are we learning the language? Are we making local friends? Are we making an effort to be part of the local fabric?
Isn't that funny though? Isn't that crazy? How if you go down to Miami right now, or you go down to Texas right now, you can go to a restaurant, you can go to the gas station. Last time I flew over to Tampa, and I had to stop there in order to go to a birthday party and a bunch of other stuff I had to take care of, and then I took care of some business down there. I stopped at a gas station on my way back to the airport in order to fill up the rental car before I got there. And guess what? To my surprise, you know what I had to do? Type it on my phone in Tampa. Type out on my phone in order to make sure that I learned what, in order to communicate to the guy that I wanted some additional gum that was behind the counter. And then, hey, let me get a charger because my charger is stuck in my luggage and it's back inside of the room. No English. This is what he's telling me. I'm in my city, in my country. He got a whole job over there, and he behind the counter talking about, no English. Type. Meanwhile, we go over into other places, and we make sure that we assimilate. We learn their culture. We learn their language. We learn what offends them. We figure it out. And then they come over here and then they start protesting. I guess that is our culture. That's American culture. Victim Olympics. Victim Olympics. Everybody else protesting. Why not stand outside with a sign and saying, we want justice and rights?
So if you're gonna come here, make an effort to be here. It is hard to be an immigrant, living outside of my native language, but I feel like the quality of life and my community and the friends that I have makes it worth it.
Mexico City. Here, for many centuries, people have come to meet, work, and live.
I'm about to go and visit Mexico City and see what's going on over there.
Los americanos han estado viniendo a la Ciudad de México.
We skipping over your part, buddy, because I'm not about to be reading. No, let's see what he's saying.
Desde hace muchos años.
This is Guillermo, a journalist who has lived much of his life in the most central parts of the city.
En el siglo...
No, I'm not doing it. Next, who the next person for us to talk to?
Vacation in Mexico City today.
So at the moment we're walking around Condesa neighborhood and we're going straight to Roma Norte.
This is Leticia, a local architect with a focus on urban communities.
This neighborhood and Roma Norte is where we see the concentration.
She cute. She just built like a French bulldog. Need to get her that Bandman Kevo treatment. Where's Bandman Kevo's surgeon when you need him? You know what I'm saying? This is why they don't want to give me no show on national TV. We sent out the press kit. Somebody got back to me and they was like, but Anton, you don't know how to be politically correct and say it the right way. I just say whatever it is that I'm going to say. I don't know how to be anything other than what it is that y'all might be stuck with me forever. It's a strong possibility that y'all just might be stuck with me forever because I don't know how to be a lot more culturally appropriate and then be able to identify things for what it is. And a lot of people going to be feeling offended. And so I guess y'all just stuck with me on the social media platform. That's cool. We'll rock out with this.
Of tourists, people that are coming to live temporarily here in Mexico or permanent. They establish here and they usually don't go out that much. So this sometimes can be a little bit like Mexican Disneyland.
So Roma and Condesa, there's a lot of people who make fun. They're like, we need a visa now to go to those neighborhoods. People saying like, oh, now dogs speak English.
Los barrios Roma Condesa no eran unos barrios populares, eran unos barrios de clase media que de hecho se habían despoblado después del temblor de 1985 a ocupar apartamentos gentrificación.
We've been talking for a long time too.
When the pandemic hit in 2020, Mexico kept its borders open to American tourists.
Yeah, they want to get that money.
This allowed remote workers from the U.S. to enter the country freely on tourist visas for up to 6 months. Americans can also apply for a temporary residency visa that allows them to work remotely in the country for up to 4 years.
Reading Super Chat shortly. Uh-oh, we got a black woman. It's the one that's right here, down here on the bottom of your screen. I want to see what the black women and the black men's experience is, because y'all know y'all like running in the Victim Olympics. So y'all take y'all money, y'all move down there, and I want to hear what she got to say.
The amount of peace and ease that I have in this life, I would not trade that for a world. Not more money, not more stuff, none of those things.
Adelia first lived in Mexico City in 2017, and by 2020, she decided to move here permanently.
Since moving abroad, the thing in my life that has changed the most is how I think about work and how I think about leisure. Here in Mexico City, things are just a lot more laid back than in the US. I am no longer in a rush to do anything. Life is so much less about doing things out of concern or fear for what I might miss out on or what might happen. And it's more about going with the flow, taking things as they come, and really getting to live in the moment.
She was a public school teacher in Texas for nearly 20 years, teaching social studies, geography, and history.
The American dream is a sham.
Is that what y'all think? She says the American dream, let me put her up on the screen real quick. She says the American dream is a sham. Now, let me tell you what I see happening over in Mexico City, because I did a little bit of research and I actually been reading about this. I've just been neglecting to talk about it until I seen somebody did a presentation on it where people can actually speak to their real experiences, not just based off of what my research is. And what I hear being communicated from people that are over in Mexico, specifically the natives to Mexico City, is that they are saying that they're being displaced, and they saying that gentrification, they're not using the word gentrification, but they're saying that basically gentrification is ruining, AKA Americans coming over there with their American dollars and their higher standard and cost of living and lifestyles and nomad lifestyles, and they're able to work from home, the people that still can work from home, and they come over here and they doing their social media influencing, and they have an egregious amount of money compared to what the average salary is for the people over there in Mexico, is that it's ruining the culture and the fabric and people being able to live and survive how they did yesteryear, because everything is changing and y'all running the numbers up over there. So, here's the question. If the American dream, which is the thing that everybody tends to walk over here in America to come and get, if the American dream is a sham, then are Americans that move over into other countries ruining the dreams of whatever it is that they culturally embrace by bringing their ways, their money, and their lifestyle over there and disrupting what it is that they have going over there also? Is the American dream and the American mindset also ruining other places when we choose to go and live outside of the United States of America? We don't look at it from we don't only look at it from what we want. We don't look at it from other people's perspectives, right? Are people disgusted with American culture, but then don't like the fact that people that's not liking American culture then take their culture and then bring it over there in order for them to be able to live the lifestyle that they want, because now they're a part of the top 1%? Because the reports that I'm reading is that on the flip side, they don't like us over there disrupting what it is that they have going on, the same way that Texans don't like that Californians is selling their homes and then moving over to Texas and bringing their same ways with them and their voting policies and practices and lifestyle, and running the numbers up and making things much more expensive because they don't have a care in the world and they're not really taking into consideration how they affect other people. Interesting. So I ask you again, and Ash, I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. I ask you again, how many people here are looking to run away from what it is that you see happening here in the United States of America and go and live your life in other countries? But now that we have more insight and we're starting to ask more questions, how many people would you displace as a result of it? Let's continue.
The weight of all of the expectations that were on me as a teacher. I wanted to live a life where I wasn't in constant fear of being bankrupted by medical debt. Here in Mexico, I worry less about money, and it's not a factor of I have more of it, because I don't. It is more of the way the system is set up that I've got more options than I did in the US if things were to go south financially.
Across Mexico, there is great wealth disparity and inequality. In Mexico City, the top 10% of earners make 13 times more than the bottom 10%. The top 10% of households with the highest income make, on average, about $65,000 on an annual basis.
So the top 10%, because this is very much sounding just like it is here in America, and that the middle class are the ones that suffer, and it's a disproportionate amount of income that's at the top comparative to what it is that the people at the bottom are experiencing. So if you make $65,000 in a year, you top dog, baby. You top dog, baby. In the same way that you're not concerned about displacing the people that you go over there, you move in America, you move into Thailand, you go into what's the place? Sasua, in order to go over there and buy some box. You moving over there to Mexico City, you going to all of these different places. But then how do you not become the exact same type of capitalist that you complain about here in the United States of America? How are you not the enemy even though you're just innocently trying to run away from the thing that you don't like here in America? Because you can live a better lifestyle. You then become a part of the top 10%, the top 5%, the top 1% in the places that you are looking to disrupt and displace the same way that you're complaining about the top 5%, top 10%, top 1% here in the United States of America. And then you go on strike and you say, I don't like what's going on over here. Let's continue.
While the average salary in Mexico City is about $20,000.
The average salary in Mexico City is $20,000, which means that you basically living like a king.
Compare that to the New York City metro area, where the average salary is close to $80,000 a year.
What up, Kane?
I try to be mindful of how I move, economically speaking, because I am cognizant of the fact of what wages are here.
Sometimes gringos, we come to Mexico and we think it's so cheap or it's so affordable, which yeah, maybe it is affordable because we have the dollar, but to Mexicans, it's not cheap.
The strength of the dollar against the peso further helps Americans achieve the quality of life they've been searching for.
La mayor parte de la migración mexicana en los Estados Unidos es una migración.
I'm not about to be reading that. But basically what's being communicated here is, shout out to my people over there in Detroit, says Rep 313 Nation, bro, 7 Mile family. What up, though, to all of my 313 Nation? What's happening, big dog? Long story short, everything that we do, except for admitting who we are, is hypocritical to somebody else that's being displaced as a result of what it is that we decide that we want to go and pursue. The American dream has now changed from the life and pursuit of happiness, liberty and justice for all here in the United States of America, to displacing other people based off of the idea that we need to pursue happiness and liberty and justice and peace by any means necessary. And so you then become the very thing that you're protesting against here in the United States of America to somebody that you're then displacing, because then you're making it even more unaffordable. And then you're doing the same thing that I'm telling you is happening to the middle class over here in the United States of America. Isn't that weird how that happens? Isn't it funny when the pot start to call the kettle black? Anton, you a capitalist. I am. I'm a capitalist to my heart. But the one thing that I'm not is going to be a hypocrite. The one thing I'm not is a hypocrite because I'm not culturally insensitive enough to gentrify other places. I'd rather gentrify my own city. So I may be a capitalist, but I'm not pretending to be something that I'm not, a hypocrite. Let me read some of the super chats and then I'm going to get y'all up out of here today because I just want y'all to start thinking about it a little bit differently because it's always okay when it's you, but it's never okay when you on a receiving end of it. Then you're going to have your signs out protesting, talking about you need reparations. Empire Foundation says state of Illinois, Crook County, and the city of Chicago equal to 3 stooges. Shout out to Empire Nation. I appreciate you. Sharon Compton says, I'm going to drop this fireball inside of the collection plate. Shout out to you. I appreciate you, big dog. Anastasio Rodriguez says, everyone loves Mexican food. And Mexican box. That's what they down there for, too. Persevere Data TV says, in the DR, they couldn't understand me. They understood that money, though. They understand that, but that dinero, that peso. David Simpson Jr. says, shout out to the expats, the ones that actually renounce their citizenship, that just don't question the U.S. when you claim the U.S. Shout out to the expats that's out here in these streets. Paul Taylor says, salute to you, AD. I'm going to save Ash for last. My girl, Black Beauty in the building. Black Beauty says, love her top, but no, I don't agree. It was always hard and Americans want their taxes paid in full. No more credit card life. Hashtag the American dream is still alive. Just need that moolah, baby. Shout out to Lil Wayne. Wealth Building Journey is in the building. Wealth Building Journey says, we are becoming global citizens, and this, my friend, is proof. Thank you, my friend. Brock came through with the Pass of Love offering. Ken J says, the average salary in Rio de Janeiro is under $2,000. Yes, man. Marcus Hill is in the building. Marcus Hill says, is she not speaking from a place of privilege? I could be wrong, but she wouldn't even be able to live in Mexico City if she didn't make what she made here in America. Her dream life wouldn't even be possible. Now we getting somewhere, Marcus. And then my guy, hold on. Let me give a round of applause and a drum roll. And then we going to give the applause. My dog, shout out to my dog. That's my dog. Ash has long time been a supporter of what it is that we do here on the Millionaire Morning Show. And he says, based on military experience living overseas for 10 years, government job, SOFO agreement, and diplomatic status. Number 2, corporate job work visa. This is what he's given us. He's given us the blueprint to be over there and how it is that we can live, work, and play over in a completely different country. You can either A, get a government job and a SOFO agreement or a diplomatic status, or you can get a corporate job and a work visa, or you can get a student visa because you're over there studying, or number 4, you can do remote business online, on-person travel visa. Every country is different with regard to that one, so make sure that you're getting your stripes right. And then number 5, you can become a passport bro and marry a chick in a different country. Rules and restrictions apply. You know how they do that on those commercials. Shout out to my dog, Ash. I appreciate you for holding me down, big dog. And thank you not only for educating us, but blessing the show. You are absolutely, positively a dream. Thank you, Ash. Listen, I think that we had another phenomenal show. What do you think? I think we just had back-to-back phenomenal shows because we've been cooking up all year long. What is this? Episode number 201, 202 this year? No misses, ladies and gentlemen. No misses. Listen, I love you. I appreciate you. You might just be stuck with me here on YouTube, on Facebook, and on every other platform that we're going to be streaming on. You might get stuck with me. But the one thing is for sure, and the 2 things that's for certain is this. We don't want to be rich by ourselves. I love you. I appreciate you. You are the ones that are making up this show, because without you, there would be no me. Look at that. And I ain't even cursed today. Let me say a cuss word on my way out the door. I'm just playing. Listen, make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I love you. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.